You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now it's 7. A grant in Bourbon County is allowing a commercial kitchen to be built to help residents connect with local farmers.
Also, Missouri is currently working towards replacing all lead pipes across the state.
And take a look at that sunrise. Got a beautiful start to the day. Even though it's a bit chilly this morning, it's going to be warmer later on. Details in that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday morning here in the 4 states, halfway through the work week, whether it's a long week or short week for some folks. It's still the halfway point.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's not been too bad so far weather-wise. It's been a little hot here and there. But
yeah, it's not been. Sunday was unnecessarily warm, but yesterday,
the
day before,
great.
Monday, not bad at all.
Not
But
bad
that's
at
going to change.
Right.
We'll talk about all that in just a moment. But something more important going on in Fort Scott, isn't there?
A Fort Scott commercial kitchen received a grant to stock their kitchens with equipment that farmers can use to turn their produce into other products.
This will bring more nutritious foods to the Bourbon County community. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
Equipment such as your charbroilers, your gas range, your ovens, your refrigerators.
The Kitchen Collective and Collaborative in Fort Scott was one of the recipients of a grant that will be put towards filling their commercial kitchen with necessities. Farmers will be able to rent their licensed commercial kitchen to create products out of their produce.
For example, take those tomatoes, come into our licensed facility, make tomato marinara sauce or salsa that has a longer shelf life.
Rachel French, a co-owner, says this will be especially helpful to the community because Bourbon County has a scarcity of locally grown foods.
Tiers, and so each kitchen has their own set of cookware, so you don't have to bring anything. Anytime you can get food that is grown in your area in season, it has so many different health benefits.
In our food here in America, it's packed full of preservatives, and we are hoping to sell more of like a stripped down homemade product.
This grant will allow the kitchen to provide the community with healthier food options. Bailey Lyons says as a mom, she likes knowing what's in the food that her kids are consuming. And this will make it easier for busy parents like herself to do so.
Could grab something out of the grab and go case that was homemade with local fresh ingredients rather than hitting the drive-through at a fast food restaurant.
Along with bringing more healthy food options to Bourbon County, this will benefit farmers by giving them access to the equipment they need to turn their produce into other products that they can sell. Reporting in Fort Scott, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Now, the kitchen is the first of its kind in southeast Kansas and will officially open by the end of September.
Certainly important to be able to connect with those local farmers. We have a number of them here in our area, and it's great to be able to connect with that local group too. You know where your produce, where your veggies, whatever you're getting, you know where it's coming from.
And allowing them to make their products last longer too is, I'm sure, going to be beneficial to them, and keeping local produce growing in the community.
Absolutely. And today it's going to be a great day, but we are going to be a little bit warmer than what we have been the last couple of days. Let's start with a look outside at that sunrise from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Take a look at it, rising out there. Looks great. Skies are clear. And as we take a look at our camera 7th and range line, there's that sun once again. A beautiful start to the day. Not a cloud in the sky. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking back to the north. Also looking pretty good. Skies, again, are clear out there. And the future track, well, what does it show? It shows no clouds, and unfortunately, though, it shows no rain. I say that because you folks know we are really starting to fall behind on rain. We were doing pretty good this year up until August, and now we're starting to slip behind. So at some point, we're going to need to get some rain in here because it's starting to have an impact on conditions and farmers here in our area. Today, though, no rain in the forecast, and we're going to be a little hotter than where we have been, but seasonably so. So we're talking upper 80s. So you'll notice it's definitely warmer out there, but it's not going to be excessively warm by any means. And those clear skies will continue into the evening hours and overnight for us as well. Quick look at temperatures. 60 in Joplin, 55 in Pittsburgh, and it's been downright chilly in Stockton this morning. Now down to 50. Earlier this morning they fell to 51. Degree away from a 4 appearing on that temperature map, a 40-degree reading out there. kind of crazy. It's early September. We're still in summer, so it's very Octoberish out there. Upper 50s and low to mid 60s for most of us. So again, highs seasonably warm today. Upper 80s, sunny skies. We'll have that east breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour out there. Excuse me. Clear skies will continue into the evening and overnight. We have some slight thunderstorm chances next couple of days and a big roller coaster ride of temperatures. Details on all of that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Mercy has officially taken ownership of the former Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh and has begun changing the signage at the hospital. The change comes after a months-long transferring process after Mercy and Ascension entered into an agreement in February of this year. The transaction was finalized on September 1st. Now, Mercy Hospital Pittsburgh is the third Mercy Hospital in Kansas, joining Mercy Hospital Columbus and Mercy Specialty Hospital Southeast Kansas in Galena. A ribbon cutting at Mercy Hospital Pittsburgh is set for next Wednesday, September 11th. Well, MoDOT wants to warn some drivers in Joplin about some traffic delays this coming week. Today and tomorrow, Main Street and 34th Street can expect some delays due to lane reductions. Drivers should plan for alternative routes in between the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both evenings while crews install a section of storm pipe. Well, several Southwest Missouri school districts have teamed up to encourage a community-wide focus on strong student attendance for the upcoming year. Now, the campaign, which kicks off this month, aims to highlight the value and benefits of attending school each day. In 2018 and 2019, just over 12% of Missouri students were chronically absent. That number almost doubled during the 2022-23 school year. To learn more about the campaign, just go to KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, Missouri American Water is working to replace lead pipes across the state, including in Joplin homes. This comes as the EPA requires all U.S. water companies to inventory their local service lines. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on what Missouri residents need to know about the pipe replacement program.
According to a representative with Missouri American Water, Joplin's water is perfectly safe because of how it's treated. But that isn't stopping the company from their efforts to replace lead in galvanized water lines. Joplin residents may have recently received a letter asking them to identify the material of their pipes.
Essentially, we don't know what's out in Joplin in terms of how many lead service lines there are. So what we're doing is asking people, especially if they have homes that were built before 1970, to go to our website to self-report, or they can schedule a time for a contractor to come out and check. We just need to build our inventory.
Because the company doesn't own the pipes within residents' homes, they don't have a complete record of who has lead or galvanized pipes and who doesn't. For customers who identify they have these pipes, Missouri American Water is offering to replace the water lines, including the customer-owned portion, for free.
This is something we just want our customers to know that we're doing at no direct cost to them. Lead and galvanized pipe, they stopped using them for a reason, and it is due to, possible hazards with that lead, leaching into lines, especially in areas where they don't treat the water such as we do. It's nationwide, and it's just better to replace that line. Also, if it is a lead or galvanized line, it's probably quite old and subject to breaking.
She says the company is trying to get an inventory of how many homes need a lead pipe replacement by October. This would allow them to know how much work needs to be done and how they can help those homes in a timely fashion.
It's something that in the long run could really benefit them. It gives us a chance to, I think, maybe give some customers additional peace of mind, maybe add, resale value to their home if the service line has been replaced and updated. And it's just something that we take great pride in.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, if you're not sure if you have lead pipes but believe it's a possibility, you can request for a contractor to look through the Missouri American Water website. They'll check the material of your pipes at no cost. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we'll hear how you can help those with disabilities. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Welcome back. We have CLASS, which is a nonprofit organization that provides and coordinates a wide range of services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities in Cherokee, Crawford, Labette, and Montgomery, Kansas, counties in southeast Kansas. We have Bob Burke and Chris Perkins with us this morning with an opportunity that will allow you to help and learn more. Welcome to you both. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So talk to me a little bit about CLASS and the services that you all provide.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, we cover the 4 counties in southeast Kansas: Crawford, Cherokee, Labette, and Montgomery County. We serve individuals with intellectual developmental disabilities, and those services can range anywhere from life skills enhancements to job training areas to transportation, community housing, and shared living, which is one of my favorite services that we offer. And Chris is the director of our shared living services and does a great job. So.
Absolutely. Chris, talk to me a little bit more about the shared living services that you provide and how these benefit those with disabilities.
Okay, shared living is a residential option that we have for individuals with disabilities, and the individuals live in a shared living home, which are individuals who have gone through trainings and background checks, and it's more like a family home rather than them sitting, rather than being in like a group home or anything like that. And what we do is we match up our clients with our shared living contractors. We match up their interests and make sure that they have compatible personalities and everything. So we want it to be like a blended family. So the client becomes part of the family. And it is a really rewarding, it's a work from home position, and it's very rewarding for the client and for the shared living contractor. The pay is great, and it is a tax-free income because it is a reimbursement for providing these residential services.
Yes, absolutely. And how have you seen that benefit those with disabilities in the southeast Kansas community, and just seeing, them being a part of a family, kind of as you were saying?
Well, they get to be a part of a family. They get to be more a part of the community. They can go places with the family, and it's a lot of times it's a one-on-one situation where the client's getting a lot more attention than, and it's just a really great opportunity it's really rewarding. Absolutely,
absolutely. And then you also are having a Fuel the Future raffle going on for people to participate in and to, build funds for this program and for other programs as well. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Sure. We're very excited. Our Fuel the Future raffle directly, 100% of the proceeds directly benefits the individuals that we serve through our foundation, which helps provide resources that are beyond things that they need. So unforeseen medical or dental expenses or wheelchair repair, assistive technology devices, those kind of things. That's what this money goes for this raffle. And we're giving away free gas for an entire year, partnering with our friends at Pete's. And so tickets are only $10 a piece, or 3 for $25, available at our website or at any of our service centers, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Parsons, Independence, and Coffeyville.
Fantastic.
And the drawing is Friday, so don't wait.
Yes, don't wait. You heard him. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. For more information, you can contact CLASS using the information at the bottom of your screen there. Stick around. We're back with more right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 7:17, and in about 10 seconds, it's going to be 7:18 on this Wednesday morning, halfway through this work week, and for many of you, a shorter work week out there, and hopefully it's been good so far. Live look from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. There's those clouds off to the south, continuing to gradually push out of our area. Most of us have clear skies overhead, and they're looking pretty good this morning. It's even a chilly start out there. Our camera 7th and range line in Joplin. Clear skies out there, ample sunshine to start the day. And as we take a look at the MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, also looking back to the north, still looking pretty good so far. And the KDOT camera, 69 in Kansas Crossing, there's that sunshine starting to peek through the trees up there. So a beautiful start to the day and a downright chilly one. But even though this is one of the cooler starts to the day we've had this week, it's going to be the second warmest day we've had so far. Sunday, again, unnecessarily warm, into the low 90s out there. But today, it'll be hotter. You're going to notice it's warmer compared to the last couple of days, but it's going to be seasonably warmer. We're talking upper 80s across the area, so right about where we should be, but not where we have been. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to notice it's warmer. It's going to be warmer, too, because no clouds. We're looking at clear skies, nothing but sunshine through the day, and we'll have clear skies overnight tonight and into our Thursday, but by early morning, morning, we start to see a few clouds working into the southeastern portion of our area. And through the day on Thursday, a few isolated to widely scattered showers, thunderstorms will be possible. The majority of us will be dry and will actually be a little warmer tomorrow. Now, Sunday will still be the warmest day of the week, but we're going to be getting pretty close to, if not right at 90 degrees. So that's going to be putting us a little warmer than where we should be for this time of year. Then we go into our Friday. We got, you see that line of clouds roll through? A few isolated storms possible in the first half of the day. That's a little boundary that's going to push through. Winds are going to shift out of the north. By noon on Friday, take a look, low mid 70s for most of us out there. We're going to be cooler on Fridays. This is that roller coaster I was talking about. We're talking low mid 80s for our Friday, and then just a few clouds here and there. And it's going to be even cooler into the weekend before it turns around and decides to be hateful to us. And we'll show you that in the extended forecast in just a moment. 60 in Joplin right now. Sunny skies, east-southeast breeze at about 6. Across the area, again, Stockton so far this morning has been the coolest spot. They still are at 50 degrees. It is almost an October-like start out there. Because remember, fall doesn't officially start until the 22nd. Should be a little bit warmer. Not so sad that it's not, but should be warmer. But we've got low, mid, upper 50s and some low 60s across the area as well. So again, because of the sunshine, we'll warm up a little faster, but we'll still have this cool start. Sunny skies, upper 70s by 11 o'clock. Our highs again today, right about average, mid, upper 80s. Sunny skies, and we'll have the clear skies through the evening, and we'll eventually make the low 70s by 10. Overnight tonight, low to mid 60s out there. Then again, the roller coaster ride. So we're going to go up as we head into our Thursday. We're going to come back down Friday, even significantly so. Overnight lows, low to mid 50s Friday and Saturday, upper 50s Sunday into Monday, upper 70s, low 80s, and plentiful sunshine this weekend. More showers possible Monday and Thursday next week, but then that roller coaster goes back on the climb, and we start seeing temperatures well above normal in the second half of next week as we go into the low to mid 90s out there. A sad and sudden reminder that it is still summertime here in the 4 states. That's a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Well, welcome back. We have Josh Novak from the Neosho Arts Council with us this morning to share some information on a couple of upcoming events. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So talk to me about some of the events that the Neosho Arts Council is putting on for the fall.
Yeah, so we have the Thomas Art Benton Youth Art Competition. And so it's in coordination with our amateur and professional competition at our Chamber of Commerce. But this one is at the Fish Hatchery in Neosho.
Yes.
And it sponsors, it's a competition for kids 8 to 17 years old. And it is also, the awards are sponsored by Blick Art Materials. And so the work drop-off would be September 20th through the 26th. And that's at the Fish Hatchery. And then awards will be announced October 17th from 5 to 6:30 p.m.
Okay, fantastic.
And so we'll present those.
Yes. So talk to me a little bit briefly about what kind of, art is typically on display for this exhibit, and also the awards as well, and what, young artists can take home.
Yeah. So really, we're looking for primarily 2D work. So the space that we have available is really for drawings, charcoal, ink, paintings, and so there's no digital prints, there's no things like that. But if you do printmaking, that is available.
Okay, fantastic.
And then prizes range from different age groups. The younger kids, their top prize is $50, but it's a Blick gift card, so it's trying to enable more art. And then also the teen competition has a $75 prize as well. So.
Yes, fantastic. And then you're also having another event going on. You're having the annual Sidewalk Chalk Art Contest going on. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that is an all-day event. So it's October 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you have to come over to our booth to register. And so kids 6 to 15 is absolutely free.
Wow.
And you get a free set of 12 high quality pastels to do your work. And you can draw for 5 minutes or 5 hours or the whole length. But then we have an adult competition that's 16 to adult, and that has a first place prize of $300, second place is $200, and $100 as well. And so basically what it is you get assigned a block on the sidewalk, and you have all day to create your creation. So if you want to take a break or something like that, maybe you start early, it's fantastic because it's all in coordination with the Fall Arts Festival as well.
Certainly. Well, lots to look forward to this season, and thank you so much for being with us this morning. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Thank you.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29. I'm Elise Snowy. The Miami City Council last night discussed the future of Police Chief Thomas Hightower Anderson. During last night's City Council meeting, officials discussed the chief's position during an executive closed session. As it was not open to the public, the details of the session are not known. We've reached out to the city's communication manager for comment, but have yet to hear back. In July, the chief was placed on paid administrative leave following allegations of misconduct. Now, the city has not provided details about the allegations, simply saying they are personnel matters. However, they have hired an independent investigator to look into the matter. Well, KDOT wants to remind drivers about some safety tips when sharing the road with semi-trucks. When passing, make sure you pass with care as these vehicles need more space to maneuver, and try to avoid a semi's blind spot as they are bigger as well. Well, the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas wants you to know walk-in mammography screenings are now available. The screenings are available at its Fort Scott and Pittsburgh South locations. The clinics will accept walk-ins Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. The clinic offers other financial assistance programs, ensuring every woman who needs a mammogram screening will receive one regardless of income or insurance status. Well, Art Central Carthage kicks off a new after-school program for aspiring artists. The Art After School program provides a once-a-week opportunity for young artists to develop diverse artistic interests, hone existing skills, and be a part of a team, all while exploring various art forms. For one educator, the class can also provide a great form of therapy.
To know that this is a safe place to go, that and anytime they want to come here, we're going to do art. We're going to do sometimes, art's therapy. You don't have to be an artist. You could come in and just do art and paint. It doesn't matter if it's good or not.
The class will be offered every Tuesday after school, and the price per student is $10. Parents are encouraged to register their kids early as space is limited. Now here's Chris with a look at the forecast.
Start to the day for many of us. It's almost October-like weather across the area this morning, but then it will return to September-type weather by this afternoon. Live look from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Again, those clouds off to the south, again, slowly pushing away, and we are looking at an absolutely beautiful day. Our camera 7th in range line, we're showing nothing but clear skies, and from the MoDOT camera 20th in range line, clear skies as well. Do want to point out, I haven't had a chance to throw it in, but the fog tracker is showing some reduced visibilities around the Fort Scott area down to just over 3 miles. So we've had some patchy fog, but that is the densest that's popped up here in the last few minutes. So if you're traveling on 54 or 69 around Fort Scott, just keep in mind there could be some patchy dense fog up that way. Won't last long. Skies will clear. Future track shows nothing but clear skies, and temperatures will be considerably warmer today compared to the last couple of days, but not as warm as last Sunday. But we're going to be seasonably warm, upper 80s across the area. So again, you're going to notice it's warmer outside, but it will be appropriate for this time of year. Temperatures this morning, not so much. It's not bad. It's cooler than where we should be. 60 in Joplin, 55 in Pittsburgh. Stockton, we've been talking about it all morning. You've warmed up a bit. You were at 50 earlier. Stockton's been the coolest spot all morning up until now. Now you're tied up there with Fort Scott at 52. Still low, mid, upper 50s and some low 60s across the area as well. So again, a very October-like start. Despite that, though, it'll be a very September-like day, early September-like day. Sunny skies, upper 80s out there, east breeze about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Our temperature roller coaster ride that started back in June continues. We'll go over those details with you in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, how serious can the impacts of chronic absenteeism be to your child? Academic experts are sharing the results. Fox News' Kevin Cork takes a closer look at all the data.
With a new school year underway, education experts are sounding the alarm. over the negative impacts facing students who are chronically absent from the classroom.
Chronic absenteeism to me is defined as too many absences to effectively get what you should be getting from school.
According to Tom Brady, chair of the Department of Teacher Education at the University of Mississippi, even if a student only misses 1 day of school every other week, that can add up to 20 missed days of school each year.
In elementary school, that means they'd miss about 30 hours of math, about 60 hours of English, and over the course of their schooling, they would miss about a year of schooling.
But schools are places where kids can learn more than just content from a textbook. Besides suffering academic gaps, chronically absent students can also lose out on developing critical life skills.
So you have opportunities to learn how to problem solve, how to work together, social skills, responsibility.
Data from Robert Wood Johnson Foundation finds chronic absenteeism is higher among kids from low-income households and children of color. Officials cite hunger, unstable housing and transportation, and bullying as factors that keep kids out of class. Chronic absenteeism can also raise a student's chances of dropping out of school, making them less likely to get into college and then earn a high-paying job. I'm Kevin Cork, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Climate change is affecting cocoa farms around the world. We'll hear how lab-grown beans are being used to combat the cocoa bean shortage. In Consumer Watch this morning, a new social media trend can have serious consequences on your wallet. The new TikTok trend has people going to Chase Bank ATM machines, depositing fake checks and taking out the cash. Those who record their heist then post it online for all to see. Experts say the problem with this trick is pretty simple. It's fraud. Those taking part face fines and possible criminal charges and could reflect on their credit scores and even lead to bans by their banks. Well, Airbnb is asking New York City to reconsider a law regulating short-term rentals. The law requires the person offering the rental to be the full-time occupant and to be present in the unit for the duration of the rental period. It also requires hosts to register with the city before posting rentals. And Airbnb argues the law has not accomplished its goal of protecting affordable housing. No word of a response from any New York City lawmakers. Well, a lawyer who's also a food safety advocate wants Congress to investigate Boar's Head. The Department of Agriculture found dozens of health and safety violations at a Boar's Head plant in Virginia from January 2022 to August of this year. Attorney Bill Marler tells Fox Business that the reports he's reviewed on the plant are, quote, some of the most troubling he's seen in 30 years. The Centers for Disease Control says it's the largest listeria outbreak since 2011. Well, as climate change continues to threaten the world's cocoa production, researchers are racing to find ways to grow the crop under more stable conditions. Fox News' Ted Lindner takes a closer look at how lab-grown cocoa could help bolster chocolate supplies in the future.
Bad news for chocolate lovers. A growing number of scientists say the worsening effects of human-caused climate change are creating hostile conditions in rainforests where cocoa beans grow. Cocoa trees are abundant in regions of West Africa and South America, but while these crops like a warm climate, dramatically hotter temperatures are drying out the land.
And that has led to massive drops in yield around the world in cocoa.
It's unfortunately causing cocoa prices to skyrocket. To combat the climate-fueled issues, researchers at the company California Cultured have devised a way to grow cocoa inside a lab. Using a technique that involves placing cocoa bean cells in sugar water, the team is able to get the cells to reach maturity in about a week.
Take a cutting of the cocoa bean, put them onto plates, and we trick basically the cocoa cells to grow and divide. And after a certain level of growth, we're able to harvest that and transform that into chocolate.
Strategies like this could help ease market tensions in the future, especially as the demand for chocolate rises. The National Confectioners Association reports chocolate sales in the U.S. and Europe were greater than $25 billion last year.
We're basically developing the underlying technology that you could actually grow chocolate and coffee anywhere in the world without some of these exploitative or destructive practices.
California Cultured is aiming to sell its lab-grown chocolate products next year. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 7:43, just about to be 7:44 on this Wednesday morning. Hopefully you had a good holiday weekend. Maybe you got a short work week, and hopefully it's been pretty good for you. I know it was a little hot on Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, not too bad. It's going to be warmer today, but not overly so. Let's talk about today first. We got mostly clear skies, and we'll just have plain old clear skies. Ample sunshine out there, and with that said, with no cloud cover, we are going to warm up quite a bit today, but we're going to be seasonably warm as we go into the upper 80s. Our average high about 87, 88 out there. So that's right around where we're going to be today. So we're going to notice it's definitely warmer with the sun beating down on you. It's going to feel hotter, but it's going to be what it should be for this time of year. We'll go into the overnight hours. We'll have clear skies overnight and then a few clouds early tomorrow morning. And that's ahead of an opportunity for some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. We're talking just those pop-up storms. Most of us will remain dry, unfortunately. And I say that because we really need some rain around the area. But at least some of us will get a little bit of something. Then take a look early Friday mornings. We overnight Thursday into Friday. You see the wind shift? We got a boundary coming through. It's not overly strong. It's not going to do much for us in terms of rain, unfortunately, because again, we need that rain, but it is going to drop our temperatures. In fact, it's going to drop them quite a bit. So we could see a few isolated pop-up storms with that boundary on the backside as it pushes through. But take a look at where we're sitting noon Friday. We're looking at temperatures low to mid 70s. By noon on Friday. Today, it's going to be a bit of a different story, and tomorrow, an even more different story by noon. And our highs on Friday considerably cooler, and that's going to lead to even cooler overnight lows, like unseasonably cold overnight lows out there. And it's already unseasonably cold this morning. 60 in Joplin, ample sunshine out there, east-southeast breeze at 6. And around the area, Stockton had been the cold spot all morning, and now they're still the cool spot. For a moment, they were tied with Fort Scott, but take a look at that. 52 in Stockton, 54 Fort Scott, Sedan. We have a mix of low, mid, upper 50s, and then further south, we got some low to mid 60s out there. So again, a below normal start across the day for what's going to be a fairly normal day in terms of our temperatures. So starting today, again, cool to start, but with all that sunshine, we'll warm up quickly. Upper 70s by 11 o'clock this morning. And we're looking at highs today going into the mid to upper 80s. So again, warmer, but seasonably so. We'll have an east breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear skies will continue through the evening. We'll make it down to the low 70s by 10. Overnight lows back into the low to mid 60s, and some upper 50s will still be possible. We'll see fewer of them tonight. That's going to change over the next couple of days, at least briefly. Isolated storms Thursday, Friday, a little warmer tomorrow, maybe even above normal as we get pretty close to 90 degrees. And then by Friday, again, low mid 80s, but take a look at the lows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, low to mid 50s, which also means, of course, some of you could even fall into the upper 40s Friday and Saturday night. Highs on Saturday and Sunday, average will be about 80, 81, but upper 70s will definitely be possible out there. So well below normal, about 10, 15 degrees in some cases. We'll have sunny skies, though, through the weekend. A great weekend by Monday. And we're starting to warm back up. Maybe an isolated shower Monday and Thursday of next week. But as you can see, it's going to feel like summer again. Officials start to fall not until the 22nd of this month. We're going to be unseasonably hot, though, in the second half of next week. Temperatures climbing in the low to mid 90s. That's Check Your Forecast. We will be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Well, a group of barbers in New York are helping kids look their best on their first day of school.
Michael George shows us how a little haircut can go a long way.
7-year-old Ronald Carvalho will start his first day of school right, with a fresh, new haircut. Sammy Schneiderman from Barber King is one of several barbers giving free haircuts to kids in need as they head back to school.
Get them motivated on the first day of school, because I remember on my first day of school, sometimes I wouldn't even have a haircut.
It's a program started by Food Bank for New York. While kids get their hair cut, their parents can stock up on donated food, school supplies, and household essentials. Ronald's big sister Rainey says this is a huge help. Their family lost their home in a fire last month.
Some people might not afford haircuts, and they would really appreciate this.
The average price of a haircut has more than doubled since 1997. It's a luxury some families can't afford.
A haircut nowadays, you go to a barber shop, it's $40 plus tips, so a lot of families may not have that. You know, they're trying to just survive.
And for a child to walk into school confident, liking how they look, that can be life-changing.
It gets them motivated to do right, to do good in school. Fresh haircut, you know, changes somebody.
Today, haircuts and smiles
It's looking very nice.
Look at your haircut.
Are on the house.
Program organizers say they're able to provide up to 30 kids with free haircuts.
And they're hoping to expand the program next year. Certainly an impressive program.
Oh, yeah.
And like they said at the beginning, well, a haircut can go a long way.
Oh yeah, especially, you know, it can feel daunting going back to school, but if you have a nice little fresh cut, I'm sure it helps make things better.
It helps
Yeah.
a lot. And what else is going to help? Well, some nice weather today. We got a chilly start out there. We're going to start with a quick look outside from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. You can see the sunny skies and those clouds to the south getting harder to see as they continue to push further to the south. We've got sunny skies from our camera 7th and range line in Joplin. And we're going to see the same thing from the MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin as well. And we'll head over to the KDOT camera 69 in Kansas Crossing. And now the sun's risen just enough. It's getting over this part of the highway as well. So a beautiful start to the day, below normal temperatures to start, but then we're going to have normal temperatures later today. Sunny skies, we're going to be seasonably warm, but we're going to notice it's warmer. We're going to have clear skies, the sun beating down on you. It always makes it feel hotter, whether there's a big heat index or not. You stand in the sun long enough, you're going to notice it's hot. We go into our Thursday, we're going to have an opportunity for some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms. Most of us look to remain dry, but you see how they were lifting northwest initially, and then they turned back to the southeast. A boundary overnight Thursday into Friday comes in, brings north winds with it, maybe an isolated shower or two on Friday, and brings considerably cooler temperatures with it as well by noon, only into the low to mid 70s out there. Our roller coaster ride of temperatures does continue. We'll have the details on that, plus the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Mercy has officially taken ownership of the former Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh. The change comes after a months-long transfer process after Mercy and Ascension entered into an agreement in February of this year. Mercy Hospital Pittsburgh is the third Mercy hospital in Kansas. Missouri American Water is working to replace lead pipes across Missouri. This comes as the EPA requires all U.S. water companies to inventory their local service lines. If the company finds lead or galvanized steel, they will replace the entire service line free of charge. Residents who believe they may have lead pipes are encouraged to reach out to Missouri American Water through their website. Well, the Kitchen Collective and Collaborative in Fort Scott plans to buy equipment for their commercial kitchen thanks to a grant. Farmers will be able to rent their kitchens to create products out of their produce. The idea is to bring the community more healthy, locally grown food options.
And even though we've got a below normal start for many of us, it's going to be warm today. Upper 80s, sunny skies, and an east breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear skies will continue through the evening. Low 70s by 10. Overnight lows into the low to mid 60s out there. Our roller coaster ride, though, continues. We're going to be close to 90, so a little above normal tomorrow. Isolated storms Thursday and Friday. Boundary comes in. Makes us cooler Friday and even cooler into the weekend. Overnight lows low to mid 50s out there. Upper 70s, low 80s, sunny skies this weekend. Isolated shower or two Monday and Thursday. But in the second half of next week, we get to unseasonably warm temperatures as we go back into the low to mid 90s. So definitely enjoy the next few days.
Absolutely. Well, ecologists in Australia were thrilled to capture rare footage of a critically endangered juvenile northern hairy-nosed wombat in southwest Queensland. Scientists managed to film the animal at the Richard Underwood Nature Refuge, with only about 400 of them remaining globally.
This poor creature has an unfortunate name, the northern hairy-nosed wombat, one of Australia's rarest mammals. These populations are protected by the Queensland government's Department of Environment, Science and Innovation. And I'm sure if they knew that that's what they were called, they would probably be very upset
But
about
they're
that.
kind of really cute.
They are.
I think.
The name makes them sound like they're terrible little
I
things,
know.
but I mean, imagine if animals gave us, I'm sure they give us names in their own language, you know, but
Yeah.
imagine if we were the tall, hairy-nosed people.
We probably are.
We might be. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the hairy noses into your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.